I'd say 2 households who are vaccinated in a well-ventilated room is fine. And we'll go over some further plans as we get closer to the holidays.
Wonderful. We have our beautiful, wonderful, intelligent, smart Dr. Deborah Furholden, who's been with us. And, these things that we're talking about to engage the public and making sure that they have the best information that they have. We definitely are going to have to engage with one another outside of our homes, but we have to do so in a smart way. And Dr. Furholden, what do you have to add to where we are now?
Well, I want to add one thing to what Dr. Reynolds said, and just say, first of all, bravo. Dr. Reynolds is always kicking that good knowledge that we need. He said something I think was interesting. He said, if you have symptoms, please definitely get tested. One of the things I'm finding out is a lot of people don't understand necessarily what the COVID symptoms are. They think a loss in taste and smell and some of these other things. A lot of people who contract COVID, it starts off with a bad headache or a scratchy throat or a runny nose. If you've been moving out and about, if you've had any known exposure, any of those symptoms could be symptoms of COVID. It doesn't just mean, and a lot of people who lose taste and smell will lose it later in their, COVID illness. They'll be 5, 6, 7 days in before they lose taste and smell. Those initial symptoms for some people are just as mild as a headache. So again, just wanted to elevate that and just amplify what Dr. Reynolds is saying, because he's spot on with that. We got the numbers for this week, and they're a little lower than they were last week. But I'm gonna ask people to take that with a little bit of caution, because testing centers were not open last week for the Thanksgiving holiday. So we have fewer people being tested, and then it's taken a little bit longer for some of the test results to come back because there was a holiday and the labs weren't, working and all those other things. So I think we just need to stay the course, and we'll have a better idea, not from this week, but from next week, when what are called lag cases come in. So those will be cases that actually did occur last week, but the data did not come back. So numbers right now show that they've gone down a little bit, but let's just all hold tight, stay the course, do like Dr. Reynolds said, and get vaccinated, get that booster if you're already vaccinated, and continue to practice good prevention. Mask up indoors. And please, folks, hand hygiene is everything. Most people don't realize if you've got your mask on, right, then you've protected yourself from breathing this virus in and out. But your hands are a big vector. Remember, this is something that's spread in spray and in particles through the air. Those particles land on things. And people touch everything with their hands, and unbeknownst to themselves, they're not paying attention. You touch your mouth, your face, you rub your eyes, and you've actually affected yourself, even though you had your mask on. So let's everybody keep those hands clean. Last thing I want to say is Omicron. We've all heard about the Omicron variant. The media, I think, is doing not the best job of communicating. Here's what I want people to know. All viruses mutate. That's to be expected. Omicron is just the now variant of concern. We are still understanding and looking to see if it spreads more easily and if it causes more illness. The media had made this statement that these first 5 cases that they detected were in people who were vaccinated. I want to be clear. There's no preference of Omicron to vaccinated people. It just so happens that the first 5 cases were people who were also vaccinated. And guess what? Because those people were vaccinated, they had milder symptoms. Omicron is not a variant that produces milder symptoms. Quite the contrary, it looks as if it produces more severe symptoms. My point is this: all of the good precautions we use will protect you from Alpha, Delta, Omicron, Omega, all of that. Everything we've been talking about, from getting vaccinated to washing your hands to wearing your mask and avoiding large indoor gatherings, will all protect you from this virus. I encourage people to stay the course with those things.
Right. Vaccination sites around the county, Dr. Furholden or Dr. Reynolds, do we have for booster shots and or vaccination shots?
Yeah, I'll pull them up. If you give me a second, I'll pull them all up and run down for people where they can go and get vaccinated. And I can also kind of ramble off the testing sites too.
Okay, well, we'll move on and we'll come back to you. But right now, we got to talk about what's going on in our city as well. Right now, I'm probably the only Michigan mayor that's not cut off any residential user to water for lack of payment. Though we are still struggling with our water payments, we know the water cost is high, and we're still working on our flat rate water study. During a period of time when water was the culprit of contaminating some of our people in this community through our transmission systems, the water charges were still going on. People were still getting cut off. I made a conscious decision with the advice of Dr. Reynolds and others not to disconnect users for the cost of water, especially during our pandemic season. Now, as we're looking at what we're going to be doing for water affordability, we're still doing that. But I need residents to step up to make sure that they do their part. We need you to pay your bill as we work toward this effort. Habitual non-payers in the commercial sector, we have started disconnecting those individuals. Habitual non-payers meaning people who owed a high bill that had not remediated payment in over a year. Eventually, we're going to get to that where we're going to have to start disconnecting people for habitually non-paying. But now it's more about the replacing of our infrastructure. As we work to upbuild and replace our infrastructure, we have the external and internal infrastructure, meaning you have water structure inside of your home. Your water meters in your home is part of the internal infrastructure that we need to replace. We've been working on that for a few years now, trying to close that out. Our vendor that we had previously to do that service is no longer under contract, but now we're doing that with our own systems, with our own people. If, and this is the important part, people, make sure you listen, make sure that people that are listening will get this information out correctly. If you have not had your new meter put into your home, the new meter replaced in your home at no cost to you, the residents, we will start disconnecting you from the system because those old meters have to come off of our system. If you have not had your new meter placed in your home at no cost to you, in the new year, we will start disconnecting you from the water system because it's about having the appropriate equipment to be able to track water and the water flow in our city. Now, on the line with us is our treasurer, Amanda Trudeau, to talk about that a little bit more. Amanda?
Yes, good morning. We have been working on replacing the old water meters that have been in place since 1999, and the batteries in those have long since gone past their lifetime. So we are replacing them. We've been working on this for 2 years, and now we're to the point where we do need to have people replace these. We need to complete this project. And so we have a few thousand more that we need to replace, and we will be scheduling these to start training off the second week of January. We will be starting with the areas near Freeman Elementary School and the College Culture area. There's a big couple areas that have not changed their meters out. So those are the two areas that we're first going to concentrate on.
Right. And so when we talk about that, now, explaining to residents about, what they need to do. Some are afraid to get this new meter in their homes. Once we started replacing the old meters with the new meters, once they started calculating the usage for residents, I came up with a new meter, new start program for some residents that had not been paying the amount that was necessary, but we had a program started, new meter, new start. So we don't want people to be afraid to install this new meter. We have to get the new infrastructure in. As our treasurer said, these systems, that's the old meters, are obsolete. We have to be able to upgrade our systems. This is a part about building our community, building a stronger community, building our infrastructure up. And so, Amanda, can you give them the number that they need to call a couple times, please?
Yes, the number to call is area code 810-766-7015. Again, that's 810-766-7015.
Right. And so we will replace the meter in your home at no cost to you. Now, what we're saying is that in the new year, second week of January, we will start disconnecting users that does not have the new internal infrastructure replacement. We have to do this. We have to move into that area. So don't be afraid to get. I'm sorry, Amanda, go ahead.
We'll be sending out notices to the homes that need to be changed because some people may not realize that they do have the new meter already. So we will be sending out letters to the ones that need to be replaced.
Right. So notices will be coming to you, the residents. And once you receive that notice, please make arrangements to make your meter switch out available. No cost to the residents, but we have to do that. And then we have to also start talking about habitual non-payers with high bills. I know for one, I have to lead by example as mayor. I keep my water bill, paid and up to date. And so we all need to be able to do the very best that we can. And if you need help and assistance in paying your water bill, there has been $36 million delivered to Genesee County and to help residents to pay their bills, not only the water bill, but also your utility bill and also your internet bill. And also, we have programs that will pay back rent. Amanda, do you have the numbers for those individuals that may need a little assistance in paying their bills, the water bills?
Yes, I do. The number for G card is 810-768-4675. That's G card 810-768-4675. And for Catholic Charities of Genesee County is 810-232-3777. Again, that's Catholic Charities of Genesee County, 810-232-3777.
Right. There's no need for people to be afraid. We know that times are tough in economic situations. Sometimes we get behind. That happens. But if you had some levels of difficulty, reach out to us. Reach out to Catholic Charities or G-Card to see if you can get help not only in your utilities for your consumers' energy bills or your Comcast internet bills or your water bills. There are resources available to you. You have to reach out to them. That's why we broadcast the good information on this broadcast to be able to tell people how they can get the help and assistance that they need. Second week in January, if we are not or have not started replacing your water meter in your home, if you're still on the old system, we will send you a communication out. Reach out to us, give us a call. We'll replace that at no cost to you. But we have to continue to move forward in this community. We cannot remain to be stuck. This administration will be bold in the way that we continue to move forward and continue to exercise all the best judgment that we can to uplift this community. We won't be sidetracked at all from making sure residents receive the help in which they need. Now, on the front, we all seen what happened in Oxford, Michigan, here this past week with another mass shooting. America stands to have now more than 260 mass shootings all through our country. This one hits pretty close to home because it was right here in Oakland County. Young lives lost through the level of gun violence in our society. That's why the City of Flint has declared a gun violence emergency here in this town to be able to proactively engage the problem that we have. We are a problem-solving administration. That's what we do. We have a lot of problems amongst us. We will continue to not preach on a problem, but we will activate on a solution, and that's what we do. But I cannot, and we at the city cannot do it alone. We need your help and your participation. On the line with us now, we have Sergeant Tyrone Booth, and we need your help at our police mini stations to volunteer and also to be able to talk about the things that's how we need to enhance our level of public safety. Overall crime is down inside the city of Flint, only up in one category as it is throughout our nation, and that's in homicides. And we're working to battle that because we have declared that gun violence emergency back in July. And we, in this city, we need all the help and support we can get. Sergeant Booth, are you there?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you for having us. We are definitely fighting hard to change narrative in terms of this violence. You're right. We are one of very few cities under this administration that have declared a gun violence emergency, a very needed declaration that and we're making some changes as a result of it. We are fighting to take illegal guns off the street, and we are making progress. We are down. Violent crime altogether is down 7% almost, and we're continuing that fight. The one area that we are elevated in is homicides, as is across the country, like you stated. And like many other communities, we are fighting hard to change that. And we believe that we can. We're encouraged. We think that we can make a difference in that area. And we need participation and continued assistance from residents in the community to impact that area. We have many stations open now throughout the city. We have them staffed with volunteers, and we're continuing to seek additional volunteers to help us to increase the hours of operation. We believe that together, both law enforcement as well as the community, we can have a positive impact on crime altogether. So we're going to continue to fight, and we're asking for partners to come and join that fight with us.
Yes, and is there a number that they can call to volunteer for the community crime watches or volunteer at the mini stations?
Yes, Captain Taylor is the lead for this particular project, and you can reach Captain Taylor at the City of Flint Police Department. The number is 810-237-6800. Again, that's Captain Taylor, 810-237-6800. Please give us a call. We'd love to have more volunteers to help us out.
Right, and we have been training volunteers moving forward, and we also have set up and established a granting for meaning granting is that we're providing dollars for community crime watches as they establish themselves. All you have to do is call City Hall. We'll tell you how to get in contact with the trainers. And if you start your community crime watch, the City of Flint now, under this administration, are giving grants out to be able to help start up those community crime watches. We have crime watch signs that be posted in windows and also in your neighborhood once the crime watch has been established. We're going to be having some great movement. We're moving in all sectors of our city with our crime watch mini stations being up. Tyrone, how many mini stations do we have engaged right now and online?
Right now, we have 4 mini stations online in the city, and we are looking at, we just toured another facility that will be a great addition to the mini stations on the east side of Flint on Franklin Avenue. And we're looking forward in the coming weeks to opening that station so we'll have more coverage on the east side of Flint as well. We already have volunteers lining up to help us out in that area, so we're really excited about that. And again, we need more.
Right. Now, moving through that, we're going to be able to have a level of infusion of support and help and activities and around this area. Our opera dollars, American Rescue Plan dollars. The City of Flint was awarded $94 million. Genesee County, $77 million. Flint Public Schools, $114 million. So altogether, we're looking at almost $200 million or over $200 million of engagement in our Genesee County area around the City of Flint. But we have to have compliancy and oversight. Anytime that you have this level of dollars coming to your community, you have to have compliancy because you have to spend the money in the areas in which it was designated to be spent. Oversight, making sure that the dollars are being used for the benefit of the public. Over the last 7 years, more than $1 billion of services and probably more than $500 million of liquid dollars has come through the City of Flint due to our water crisis. But it's been hard to trace and look at. And if you look out your window, you'll be hard to be able to see where those dollars have really went to. Through this process of compliancy and also oversight, we'll be able to track every dollar and know where it went for the benefit of the public. We started our ward-to-ward tours last month, and we're going to be completing that again in the new year, going around making sure we get the full community input. You also can go to the City of Flint website with our Survey Monkey, has been up for 7 months, taking your input. From that, we have gleaned the 5 buckets in which we want to be able to start the dialogue about it. But we know public safety is one of them. And we will definitely continue to support public safety retention and hiring new officers in our community and all the 7 executive orders that we have been placing. Also making sure that we help keep cleaning up our community. If you look out your window, you see blighted houses, you know and understand that those blighted houses didn't just start a few months ago or over the last year. It's been something that we've been battling with. That's why we established the Fight on Blight in our community. We will continue to do that, but we definitely have to have oversight and compliance. If individuals are pushing back to oversight and compliancy, they're not being very genuine with you because they want to be able to do something that's pretty nefarious with the dollars and cents. People deserve to understand and have a level of understanding where these dollars go. Once the grantors give it, it was a laws that was passed that supported the $1.9 trillion throughout our nation. And the 280-page document we have briefed through it thoroughly, understanding what we need to do. And then it's another 150 pages of rules. To be able to do that effectively and be compliant with those rules, not to be penalized and penalize the public through mismanagement. We won't do that here in the city of Flint. We have to have a compliance firm and oversight in place. And so that is now before city council, and we're waiting on that to be able to start executing on some of these dollars for the wishes of that the public has said they want to have seen come forth. And that's the standard. Oversight and compliance is something that we have not seen in many years. We have declared a gun violence emergency, which is a full turnaround from what this community was before. Every illegal weapon that was confiscated by police officers inside the city of Flint prior to me arriving was put to auction and put back into a circulation somewhere, and making the city of Flint a de facto arms dealer. Whether it's a life here in the city of Flint, Detroit, Compton, California, or Chicago, Illinois, we don't want to have any part in any weapons of mass destruction, which we saw in Oxford this past week. We don't want to be a part of that at all. Municipalities and governments should not be arms dealers, should not be. And the city of Flint, under my watch, will not be. Every weapon, illegal weapon that's confiscated by those hardworking men and women in our law enforcement agencies will be destroyed and are destroyed under this administration. Yes, and I'm telling you, previously, weapons were put back to auction. Illegal weapons were put back into circulation once it was confiscated, and we no longer do that. That's part of a systemic problem that we have throughout our nation. We will continue to bring in the resources that's necessary to suppress crime and continue to ask you for your help. And so we won't be distracted in moving forward, this community forward. Dr. Furholden, did you get that list of vaccination sites ready to go?
Yes, we got the vaccination sites and we got the testing sites. Okay, here we go. So if people are interested in getting vaccine, remember we've got all of the vaccines readily available for people, whether it be that they want, Pfizer, Moderna, etc. All right, so vaccination sites are at standing sites. And this weekend, Central Church of the Nazarene is doing vaccinations on Sunday from 3 to 5, first and second dose of Pfizer, as well as J&J. They're at 1261 West Bristol Road. We've got vaccines available at Our Lady of Guadalupe Church on Tuesday from 12 to 2. They take appointments. They're doing first and second dose of Moderna as well as Pfizer. We have a vaccination planned on Tuesday also at Gates Elementary School, and that's in Davison. That's from 4 to 7 for people who are working and need an evening appointment. Again, that's going to be on Tuesday the 7th. On Wednesday, we'll be back at Central Church of the Nazarene, first and second dose of Pfizer or J&J from 10 a.m. to noon. Southwestern Academy, same thing, Wednesday, 12/8 from 3 to 6. On Thursday, Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church from 3 to 6, first and second dose of Moderna and Pfizer. And then on Friday at Lake Fenton High School from 11:30 to 5, first and second dose of Moderna and Pfizer. If anybody needs a vaccine and can't get to a vaccine site and needs somebody to come to them to give them a vaccine, that's also available. You can go to the health department's website, GCHD, Genesee County Health Department.us.
Dr. Furholden.
Vaccine scheduler.
Yep. And we got 1 minute left, and I want to just go out and say, be positive in this holiday season. Be kind to one another. Say positive things. Uplift one another. Push away from those that may be negative in your lives. Enjoy life. I want to tell my mom she can't listen to the show this morning as she usually historically has done over the past 9 years that we've been on the broadcast. I just want to say, Mom, I love you. We continue to pray for you, and I'll be visiting you soon here in the next 30 minutes after this broadcast. But definitely love one another more. Be kind to one another more. You never know what's next, but life is more enjoyable and it's sweeter when we're thinking about the positive things. Hate and anger is a potent spice that you don't really need in your life. We will continue to lift this community up and enrich this community through this watch. And I'm unapologetic about it. We will save lives and we will do the necessary steps moving forward. I love you, the City of Flint. God bless you, WFLT. And thank you all for joining us. Until next week, be safe.
We thank you for tuning in to the Community Update broadcast with Flint's Mayor.